Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning into My Vision. Tonight, I have back again with me Jillian Hendricks. And tonight, it's been very clear to me in spirit that they want me to reach a mass amount of people with this video, this time slot tonight. And then I'm supposed to have Jillian with me. If you are watching a psychic radio station and you're drawn to that world, most likely it's because you are a psychic yourself. So Jillian and I are going to talk tonight about the different things that are normal that happen to you when you first come out, when you're first waking up spiritually, to things you might encounter along your journey. We're going to try to help you understand what's going on, so that next time that it feels chaotic, because that's what it feels like, you'll know, okay, this is normal. This is normal for somebody like me to have those moments of feeling complete chaos. Like, you don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to, it's like you want to be totally alone. Do you get that too, Jillian?
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes I just will become like a hermit, and I just don't want to even go to the store. I don't want to deal with people at all. So I'm always grounding. I call it the 3 GPSs: ground, protect, and surround. Grounding, I call it earth, or it's called earthing, where I just walk barefoot in the grass. I just snowed, and I just walked in the snow before the snow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Protection, I always call in Archangel Michael for protection. I surround myself in a white bubble, and I ask for protection. When I surround myself, it's my guides to my highest good, and the archangels that I'm going to be working with. I just recently found out that I personally work with Archangel Michael. He's one of my guides. And since I started doing healing activations in the last 3-4 days, Archangel Raphael has come. So it's just so beautiful, the blessings.
It is. And I think, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's a misconception for people that don't know what psychics are or telepaths. Sometimes people think it's evil or we're practicing an occult. But they don't understand that we use our religious backgrounds, whatever that might be. We incorporate that into what we do. We, like you said, you call in Michael. I call in God. I call in Jesus a lot, and I wear. Tonight I've got on my, my black with Jesus on the front, which I think shocks people because they don't understand exactly what it means. So I wanted to talk about what you can kind of do if you get attacked in that way. I know you and I have both been attacked because of our beliefs. What are some of the ways that you've dealt with it?
I try not to deal with it the way that I would normally deal with it. As far as my family members and some of my friends, they're just kind of disappearing out of my life. My family's been very supportive recently. My husband, he doesn't know what to think about it, but he can't deny something's happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I'm constantly messaging and talking to him about, I was just on this show or that show, and he can't deny what's happened.
I remember the first time I met you, my guide said she needs to be sharing her story with the world. And I automatically felt a connection with you, like we're supposed to do something big, so that the other psychics that may be watching right now may learn how to use their abilities and know that we are no different than them. It's just that we've started to learn how to use ours. And I'm getting goosebumps on my shoulders, all down my arms of validation, that I just want to I want to help other psychics understand what's normal during ascension processes. Because being spiritual, people think of puppies and rainbows all the time. And it's not how it is. It's like a breaking down almost of who you were and breaking out of the shell.
Alice in Wonderland is a great analogy for that, honestly. You just keep going down the rabbit hole, like how Alice falls down the rabbit hole. You just going deeper and deeper, and it's like I've been brainwashed my whole life. And I've been talking about movie that They Live, and that was supposed to be a documentary by Roddy Red Piper. And since I've had my enlightenment, my awakening, I just watch things differently, and it just touches differently. It
does, doesn't it? Like today, I seen this guy in the parking lot at Walmart, and he looked very impatient, like he was having a really bad day. And he looked like a vet, maybe a Vietnam vet. That's what I was picking up from this gentleman. But he honked his horn at the person in front of him because they weren't moving quick enough. So when we got into the store, he happened to be in the aisle I was in, and something said, you need to wish him a good day. So I did. I totally went over and gave him my energy. And I made him smile, and it felt so good, you know what I mean, to touch somebody like that. Mm-hmm. And we don't understand how important those little gestures are to people, because you don't know where somebody's at when you meet them.
I totally, Yep, totally agree with you. And you never know what else somebody else is going through. So
you don't. And you and I both have backgrounds of darkness, darker areas. And I find that fascinating that you and I are light workers, and we both have that side where we lived through being a darker person. But I always believed in God. It was never that I didn't believe in God. It's just that I was making bad choices. And I think that's another important thing to mention about psychics is we have to be highly stimulated, or we'll tune you right out. So everything we do is intense. So it's balancing your yin yang. You need your dark, you need your light, but balancing it instead of flipping out on somebody, you know what I mean, when they piss you off, because it's bound to happen. We're human beings.
Right.
We're not just spiritual beings. So we have to straddle being a human and being a psychic. And like you had told me as my friend, from spirit, that I was supposed to separate those two. And I took that to heart, and I've really been working on that, trying to pay attention to my human life when I'm supposed to be, and then going into my spiritual life, making sure I'm doing both, because I am here to learn lessons. That's why the people like you and other psychics that I know are watching this show need to follow their soul on what they feel like they need to study and start doing your spiritual job. You will feel so much better about yourself. And it isn't always rainbows and puppies, but it just makes me feel so good to touch a life or to help somebody. It's like when I'm talking to them, I feel unconditional love for them. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. That's what I've been putting out, is to as many people as I can, is just loving unconditionally, opening doors and helping people with groceries, or just with the elders especially. I'd actually give someone a ride home one day because it was raining out, and my daughter's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "They need a ride home," and they had a dog.
Oh, you're so sweet.
But that's just who I am. It's just, I've always lived my life like that and paying it forward. And I've always tried to find good in everyone. So, I'm just me. Thank you.
And you're such a beautiful person. Every time I think of you, I think of such a bright light and such a strong energy, and light with you. What I found, God, I'm getting goosebumps on my arms. What I found very interesting, you and I were talking before the show, but you did a video, gosh, my face is goosebumps. It's just validation from spirit, that I'm supposed to be saying this. I watched your video where one of your hands gets a lot bigger than the other. And that was amazing. You can't fake that. How your hand, does it do it every time? Does it, like, how does it work?
I'm healing out through the angels.
Are you still learning, like, different ways to heal with your hands?
All the time, receiving downloads.
I think that's what makes us not be able to sleep and get chaotic, too, when we're receiving the downloads.
Sometimes they're really big downloads, and they're pretty intense. Sometimes I'm up all hours of the night. Like, you never know.
So you said the angels wanted you to talk about something, so I didn't want you to forget to talk about it.
Okay. Basically, it's called the golden cord, I believe, how they explain it. Basically, so it's a golden cord, and it's tied from the heart to the heart, looped counterclockwise. Then both people send energy to each other. And that's their intentions.
Oh, that's what that means. Yeah, kind of like what you and I are doing now. Mm-hmm. Telepathically, we've connected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you noticed that you're healing people also, even when they replay your healing videos?
Yes.
It's like it's going through the electronics. It goes where you want it to go. And you're getting emotional. It's just beautiful that you can do all this stuff. And I feel like, you have a really big job. A lot of people that are watching out there right now too have big jobs. And you've always been doing your job. You always have in some way, shape, or form. So if you look back upon your life, you can see, oh my gosh, I've always done this or this. You know what I mean? Like, example, I always studied psychics. From the time I was like 10 years old, I would study psychics. I felt the need to study the body farm. I felt the need to watch on occults, things like that. Like my whole life. What kinds of things did you like to study?
I was drawn to psychics, but not for that reason. When I was really young, you said, we make bad choices. I placed my daughter up for adoption. And it was supposed to be an open adoption where you pictures and letters and, receive until they're 18 years old. And the agency ended up lying to me. And I found out that they were being investigated with another agency for selling children. And so I started going to psychics to start locating her and get validation of what the hell was going on, And I still
feel like you'll see her, and I'm not going to say on the air where I feel that she is, but you and I have discussed that, and I really want you to know that I feel like you will find her. So don't give up hope with that. Hopefully maybe by sharing that as well when you're on the show, somebody out there can say, oh my gosh, I know who she's talking about. I'm getting goosebumps on my face of validation. And I just want you to know that you knew that you were drawn to your people for help. You see what I mean? When you started going to psychics, you started going to like-minded people. And that's what everybody out there needs to start doing. Oh, I'm sending you a big hug.
Thank you.
And a bunch of kisses.
Thank you.
It's meeting like-minded people, and because everybody has a unique angle, you know what I mean? It's amazing to talk to different people out there, and I'm learning stuff every day,
I'm constantly learning too, but people are telling me that we're actually remembering. We're not learning, we're actually remembering. And
yes.
It's magical. It's so magical how everybody is just, we're all on the same mission and we're all helping each other. And helping
It's true. And it's like when you really find your tribe or your people, your peeps, it's like you can finally be yourself, like totally be yourself, because we know that you're not a perfect person because you're spiritual, you're a human being, you're going to screw up. You know what I mean? It's like we can relax and then also talk about working with the dead. You know, being able to openly say, we talk to dead people. Last night, I stayed at my sister's, and I slept in a bedroom in her upstairs, and lot of activity. I asked them to please not show themselves to me, and they did not. I said, if you would like to talk to me, you can enter my dreams, my dream state. I felt safe to say that. I said, or talk to me. And that's what they did. They talked to me all night. Every time I go to fall asleep, the talking would start. It's like I couldn't hear what they were saying. You know what I mean? It was like monotone, but I could hear a conversation happening. There was like a couple people there. And then it would, you know, startle me awake. And then I almost go to sleep again. It's like in that twilight state that we clearly are in their dimension. Mm-hmm. And then in my, which ear was it? It was this ear. It was my right ear. A kid, he sounded like a young man, said, nah, in my ear. Like he was being playful or something.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. And you know, it's so cool to be able to talk to you or other people and have them go, yeah, you know, I know what you mean, or they don't look at you like you're crazy or you've lost your mind, or you know the kinds of stuff people say.
I totally get it. I had the same activity last night in my bedroom, but I was so tired with the day that I had. It was just full of blessings and just excitement. And when I was ready to go to sleep, I just wanted to shut down. But my house is very magical, and I live on native burial ground, and it's a train station. I have different portals and stuff in my home, and it was nothing bad in my house. It was all beautiful, and they really were just excited, and they were like high-fiving me, like, good job. And I'm like, can I go to sleep now? You know, like, where they come from, there's no time, you know? So you have to sometimes yell at them. You know, I need my sleep. Someone I was talking to, a reverend, and she's like, you need to tell them that your vehicle needs to shut down from such and such time, and then your vehicle will be back up at such and such time. Yes. I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense.
It does. I've done that before. I put up my wall and said, please, if you're going to talk to me, do it in the daytime. I have somebody right now that keeps singing me a song, and I haven't figured out yet who it was. So I'm pretty sure he hasn't crossed over, because you know how they're harder to communicate with than ones that have crossed over. But he's playing me this 80s song, so I've been singing it in my head all day. I got about 3 minutes left on the show, and I want you to feel right now, just talk about what the angels are saying to you right now, what the message is right now.
That the angels are here, and that they need to give them permission to enter their lives, and they're all around you. You just got to believe in the magic.
We've lost that magic, you know, but little kids, they see it because they haven't been told it's not real yet. So they see it all, you know. We need to get back to doing the things that we loved to do when we were kids. Get that child back in us again.
I agree.
Speaking of child, can you hold up your daughter's drawings really quick? She's freaking amazing.
I only have 2 of them handy because she took them. She took a sketchbook.
How old is she again?
She's 10 and a half.
They're just amazing, like her detail.
She's she calls them original characters.
They're so expressive. I can't wait to see what she's going to do with her abilities. We have about 2 minutes left on the show. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about as far as healing or?
I can send out just some healing for the world, whoever watches it.
Thank you. I would be honored and humbled. I can't believe how big they're getting. You guys, I hope everybody has a great night. While Jillian keeps sending out healing, I want to say good night. Feel free to get a hold of either one of us if you would like to join our group where psychics just talk. We just talk, and it's free. You know, be around like-minded people. But I hope everybody has an awesome rest of their night. Thank you, Jillian, for being on the show. I love having you. You're an absolute angel.
Blessing.